Coming up, basketball season rolls on with more key games in district play for both boys and girls. We'll highlight the action. Also, tops in taps. The #1 ranked Bishop Lynch Lady Friars join us in studio. Glenn Smith is back with us as well to talk DFW hoops. Plus a special night this entire family will always remember.
This is the Chevy High School Sports Special, sponsored by your North Texas Chevy dealers. Chevy drives Texas.
Basketball season's coming at us in fast break mode now. We're less than a month away from knowing which girls teams will be going to the UIL State Tournament in San Antonio and which boys teams will be regional quarterfinalists. Hello again, everyone. I'm Joe Trahan. Right now, though, it's district play for everyone. And this week, teams continue to battle for the top spot in the standings. While seen at Walsh Gymnasium on Friday night for a matchup of #2 Allen and #6 Jesuit. Early action, it's Max Asmus with the deep three over the taller defender that had Jesuit within one. The first half back and forth. Allen's Ty Elder comes up with the steal and finishes with the flush. Allen up by 4. Late first half, Jesuit up 1. And Asmus with another deep triple. Rangers led by 4 at halftime. Third quarter, Jesuit pulling away. Asmus with the steal and the layup. Now, he had 27 on the night to lead all scorers. And his running mate, Julius Marble, had 24. This runner off the glass gave Jesuit a 16-point lead. And they had a dunk for an exclamation. Jesuit sweeps the season series with a 77-58 win. And they pull even with Allen in the District 9 6A standings at 7-2. Another matchup of state-ranked teams in District 12 4A this week. #1 WILMER-HUTCHINS taking on #9 Lincoln. Final 90 seconds of the first half. WILMER-HUTCHINS goes on an 8-0 run. Jakeven Leffridge gets the layup, and we'll stay with Leffridge until Hutch gets the ball back, and Leffridge will tack on 2 more points with the dunk before the buzzer. Eagles go into halftime with a 14-point lead, 47-33. But Lincoln comes out hot in the third quarter. The Tigers scoring the first 6 points, including the dunk by Cameron Johnson. Now, as long as they're going to dunk them, we're going to show them. It's Johnson again later in the third quarter as the Tigers trim the Eagles' lead to 4. Lincoln would outscore WILMER-HUTCHINS 24-8 in the third quarter, getting the game tied on this driving layup by Anthony Nealon before an Eagles timeout. Lincoln leads 57-55 to begin the fourth quarter, and they would lead by 7 before Hutch answers with a 13-0 run. Leffridge with another dunk, part of his game-high 23 points, and the Eagles will take the lead for good after this turnover. Leffridge will dish it this time to Devontae Leas. What a game as top-ranked WILMER-HUTCHINS gets the win over Lincoln, 72-68, the final. The Colony boys are ranked 11th in the state in Class 5A. The Cougars visiting Denton Ryan Friday. Fast start for the Colony. The Cougars go on a 10-0 run in the first quarter. Luis Rodriguez putting the shot up and in for a 12-2 lead. Ryan ends their scoring drought with a stick-back basket by Jatavian Sanders, the Raiders sophomore, also a football star for Ryan. Second quarter, Ryan comes all the way back to get the game tied. Tayshawn Banks capping a 10-0 run for the Raiders with points off the turnover. Banks would finish with 20 to lead Ryan. But the Colony goes back in front on this three-pointer. It's Rodriguez from the corner, and he draws the foul, 2 and 1 from deep. The Colony's Bryce Akpo would score a game-high 21 points for the Cougars, including 2 off the reverse, and the Colony goes on to beat Denton Ryan 63-53. The Colony girls are also state-ranked, #23 in 5A, also playing Denton Ryan. Early in the first quarter, the Colony jumps out to a 9-2 lead on this bucket by Jewel Spear with an assist from Tamia Jones. Ryan cuts into that lead with the next 2 baskets. Hallie Rucker driving underneath to get the layup for the Lady Raiders. Ryan gets within 1 to begin the second quarter. Then this three-pointer by Jaden Mitchell gives Ryan a 2-point lead. But the Colony scores the next 6 to retake the lead. Kennedy Ryan sinking the three-pointer. And then more from Jewel Spear. She would lead all scorers with 31 points. And the Colony goes on to win a close one, 55-53. The Colony's girls and boys teams are both state ranked and both picking up wins against Billy Ryan High School in Denton Friday on Billy Ryan night. And it turned out to be a special occasion for both the home team and the visitors.
Billy Ryan High School in Denton. Since it first opened in the 90s, it's become home of champions.
And he was a football coach back in the late 60s, early 70s in Denton, and was assistant principal after that.
Billy Ryan died of cancer in 1987 at the age of 47, but his name lives on through Denton's second high school, where on Friday it was Billy Ryan night.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand and show our appreciation for the Ryan family on Billy Ryan night.
He was my father.
Cleve Ryan was 16 years old when his dad passed away. He's now 48 and the head basketball coach for the Colony, Ryan's opponent on Billy Ryan night.
It was a great night for our entire family.
Stay up, all right? Together, 1, 2, 3.
Lots of family and friends that that also showed up in support for the night.
The signature on the basketball court was duplicated from an old report card of Cleve's. Coaching on the floor bearing his dad's name is just one reason that makes this night so special. Cleve's children, another.
I was very proud and blessed that it all got to happen this one time where we all got to play on the same court.
His daughter Kennedy plays on the Colony's girls team, and son Grayson plays for the freshman boys team.
It means a lot to me just because I know how important of a person my grandpa was.
And I know just from stories of people or people coming up to me that he was a really great man and that my dad really does a good job of carrying on that legacy.
Kennedy and Grayson never knew their grandfather, but his legacy lives on through them, as well as the school that bears his name. And this is one Billy Ryan night they'll always remember.
You know, I just know I'd be proud of them. Just proud that maybe his legacy continues, and just proud of the moment.
Our hoops coverage continues tonight. More highlights still to come, and we'll hear from the Bishop Lynch Lady Friars next on the Chevy High School Sports Special. Welcome back to the Chevy High School Sports Special, where we continue to highlight the biggest games of the week, including Friday's showdown between the two leaders in 8-6A. The 4th-ranked SKYLINE Lady Raiders hosting the 7th-ranked Duncanville Pantherettes. Pick it up in the first quarter. Here's Jaysian Jackson rising up, and she knocks home the triple for the 5-0 early lead for the Lady Raiders. Let's take you to the other end now. Here's Angel Kelly with the bucket for the Pantherettes, and it's a tight contest early. Then SKYLINE heats up from 3 to Kaylin Busby. Yeah, that triple's good. And then it's Zaniah Thomas getting 3 of her own. And Zaniah, well, she likes to get pumped. But Duncanville would go on a run of their own. Zariah Rufus, scrapping for the offensive board, goes back up and draws the foul. Pantherettes bench loving it. Then it's Deja Kelly with the drive and the 2. Duncanville wins it 68-56 to pull into a tie in the top of the district, on top of the district with SKYLINE. To the private school ranks now, the Bishop Lynch Friars hosting the Prestonwood Lions. Friars up in the 3rd, but check out Jacob Millhouse knocking down 2 for the Lions. Then later, it's Cinque Stevens getting some space and hitting the shot, making it a 3-point game. But Lynch would keep the pressure on. Jake Milcaret is going to throw it down to up the lead. We'll stay in the 3rd. Millhouse gets it to Stevens, and he's going to get 2 more for the Lions. Now that will keep it at a 5-point game. Now let's go to time running out in the quarter. Milcaret is going to beat the buzzer. Friars lead headed into the final period. Prestonwood then showing off the hustle in the 4th. Millhouse fighting for the loose ball. Then he gets the tough bucket to fall. But the Lions will have good ball movement. Check this out. Jack Bradley gets it in the paint, cashes it in. This one would take overtime to decide, but Bishop Lynch comes out victorious, 70-64. And how's this for a big-time matchup? Number 1 Bishop Lynch, the Lady Friars, hosting the number 2 Prestonwood Lady Lions. Bishop Lynch up in the first half. Lady Friars hustling, saved the loose ball, but it's tipped out to Prestonwood's Jordan Webster. She drills it, and the Lady Lions led 15-9. Other end, Lady Friars moving it around. Paige Bradley, the beneficiary. She dials it in from long range. Bishop Lynch growing their lead. Prestonwood sticking around, though. Morgan Hervey gets the bucket and the foul. She hit the free throw to cut the deficit, but the Lady Friars just keep coming. Here's Natalie Lank with a nice layup. Nice pump fake and bucket. Then Addison Knott converts on the fast break opportunity, and Bishop Lynch gets the win, that is, 81-59, the final. The numbers are astounding, and they keep getting bigger for the Bishop Lynch Lady Friars and their head coach, Andy ZIHLMAN. This is Coach ZIHLMAN's 40th season in charge of the team. His teams have won 25 state championships, 25, and he picked up his 1,000th win in November. Tonight, the current group of Lady Friars joins us along with their legendary coach. Thanks so much for being here, you guys.
Thank you.
All right, Coach ZIHLMAN, let me start with you. You always have these great groups of young ladies, and you put together and you mold them and you make them champions. I'm curious about this year's group. How would you characterize this bunch of Lady Friars?
Well, they're an energetic bunch that is willing to learn how to play the game at this level. We have 4 sophomores and 3 juniors that are new to our program. And so it's been a little learning curve to start this season. We have 4 seniors, 3 of which have been with the program, a varsity team for the last several years, and 2 for the last 4 years. So they've had the chore of really kind of bringing the young ones around, and so that's been really a challenge for them. But it's been a fun challenge. I've really loved watching them grow as a team and improve from game to game.
And they've improved and they've grown and they've just kept winning. So let's meet some of these winners up next. First is India Rogers. She's a senior point guard and she's been a 4-year starter. She will play for USC beginning next season. So India, I'm curious, you've been there these 4 years, and how have you seen the program continue to grow while you've been there?
We've obviously continued to keep that winning tradition going. Every year there's always a number of seniors who graduate, so therefore, the incoming players of next year have to pick up a leadership role. I've seen the confidence in us grow, and as long as we play with that, we continue to win.
Let's meet some of our other Lady Friars. Up next is Jada Thomas. Jada's a senior as well. When I asked her position, I was told just all-around great everything. She also plays soccer on the club level and for the high school team as well. So I'm curious, Jada, about that balancing act and what all goes into you trying to be your best whenever you're playing whichever team you're on.
Well, it first starts off with just my coaches being able to work out my schedules with like all the games that are going on, and it just kind of helps me be a little more laid back about everything that's going on. Also, I just like give all glory to God, because without him, like none of this could be possible. And I really just give thanks for everyone like that supports me, because without it, I feel like I wouldn't be where I am right now.
All right, up next is Jeannie KOHLER. She's a senior guard. Jeannie's the hype woman for this team. I like that, first of all, because we all need a hype person, right? So how do you do it, Jeannie? What are your techniques to bring energy and chemistry to this group?
Well, it's really easy when we're all such good friends, and our chemistry, it makes it a lot easier to be not as nervous before the games, because it makes it more fun, and we can be more active before and just get the energy levels up before the games.
If there's one thing, if you only had one tool to try and hype up your team, what would that tool be?
Probably music, but also our chant about, because we call ourselves the Dogs. So probably that chant gets us the most hype.
Yeah, that's certainly important, that energy and passion goes a long way in helping mold champions. All right, we want to meet Claire Simpson next. She's a senior post. And Claire, in terms of this school and in terms of this particular team, there is so much tradition, and I know one of your mottos this year is mission tradition. Tell me what it means to your group and how you guys live it out.
Mission tradition to us really just emphasizes all of the wins that BL has had over the years and all of the state championships that we've been able to achieve, and really just when former players and parents come back, you can really feel that we just have a family, and so we just love all of the support that we can receive from them, and that we can hopefully win another state championship this year.
Up next, we want to meet a sophomore, Paige Bradley. And, you know, we mentioned that family atmosphere. Well, it certainly applies in your case. I want you to list everyone in your family who's played sports at Bishop Lynch.
My mom, my aunt, and my older sister have all played under Coach ZIHLMAN. And my older brother, Jack, he's a senior, and he plays on the boys' team at BL. Yeah, there you go. Talk about legacy and tradition and family. And I know your mom's an assistant coach at SMU. What has her tutelage and meant for you in terms of being a better basketball player? Well, she's always told me what to do and how to play my game, and it's really helped. And I try to pass it on to my teammates as well. And of course, Coach ZIHLMAN, I would not let you leave this studio today without making sure that we give proper respect to your 1,000 wins. It's an incredible accomplishment on any level. We want to make sure that we congratulate you. And I know you, Coach ZIHLMAN. I know you're not going to talk about yourself. You've been here on the show enough. We've talked to you enough to know that. But I would like to hear from you what it meant to see all the people who have been a part of that program come around and make sure that they vetted you and congratulated you in the way that they did. What did that part of it mean to you, Coach? Well, that always is special when your former players and former parents come back at any time for a game or just to visit and to stay in touch. But the reception they held for me a couple of weeks ago was extremely special. And to see all those former players and parents and supporters over the years to be there to congratulate, our program and what we've done over the past 40 years was special not only to myself but also to my family and to Bishop Lynch. And but I'd be remiss, Joe, if I had to have one little shout out. I got to say happy birthday to my mom. Today's her birthday, so I'll say happy birthday, Mom. All right, happy birthday, Mom. It's a great job. That's head coach Andy ZIHLMAN, one of the all-time greats with one of the all-time great teams, the Bishop Lynch Lady Friars. Hey, you guys, thanks so much for being on the show, and good luck with the rest of the season. Thank you. All right, we've got more highlights on the way, and we'll talk to Glenn Smith of DFW Hoops when we come back. Keep it here, folks. It's the Chevy High School Sports Special. Teacher Appreciation Night Friday at Geyer High School, where district leaders Geyer and Keller would battle for the district lead. First quarter, Keller's Cambridge Matthews pulls up from three for the first points of the game. Bang! Geyer finds its first points. A few minutes later, selfless play leads to a layup by junior Morgan Helgeson. Still in the first, Keller grabs the steal. It's Matthews on the break, feeding Emma Taylor, and she's going to get the deuce. Then Geyer speeds it up. They get the ball to Jade Thompson, who scored 2 for the Wildcats, and Geyer goes on to win over Keller 62-50 to take over sole possession of first place in District 5-6A. The Geyer boys are undefeated in district play and trying to stay that way against Keller. Early first quarter, Michigan commit Jalen Wilson hits the baseline jumper. Then it's Oklahoma commit Davian Harmon. He pulls up for 3, and the Wildcats take an 11-4 lead. He would hit back-to-back triples. Davian Harmon. Back comes Keller, though. Cole Roberts takes the feed and lays it home, and that would lead to a Geyer timeout. After that, Preston Hanna adds a 3-point bucket, and Keller closes within 4. But later, Wilson will drive through traffic for the two-hander, just 2 of his 23 points, and Geyer wins it 88-40 to stay unbeaten in district. DFW is home to great high school basketball. Just check out the latest TABC rankings, and you'll see a lot of championship contenders from right here in our area. And joining me now to talk about that is Glenn Smith of DFW Hoops. Glenn, thanks so much for being here.
Hey, thank you guys for having me again.
All right, let's start by talking about some of the great players in our area who've been named as McDonald's All-Americans. You handle the boys, and I'll talk about the girls.
Okay, great. First off is Tyrese Maxey from South Garland, who has committed and signed to the University of Kentucky, who's one of the best guards in the country. We kind of all knew that he was going to make the game, but a surprise to many, but not to a lot, is Sam Williamson from Rockwall High School. Sam really has played well and above expectations this year. He had a really good game at this year's Thanksgiving Hoop Fest in front of 8 McDonald All-Americans, which many feel like is what pushed him into the game.
It's great stuff, and of course, Samuel Williamson leading the area, 26 points a game scoring. And we want to point out, as far as the girls go, Glenn came up with this, and it's greatness. All these girls, 3 girls make the McDonald's All-American team, and they're all from District 9-6A. Prosper's Jordan Oliver, Plano West Jade Owens, and Nia Green from Allen. Are you kidding me? 9-6A, great stuff. We're not going to talk a whole lot about the girls, but we wanted to tip our cap to those girls who made it to the McDonald's All-American. And of course, as the weeks go by, we'll talk much more about girls basketball. But we do want to focus on the boys teams. And let's start with some of the surprise teams in the area who are doing really well in 6A.
I think we should always start off with Duncanville High School. You know, in my opinion, you know, basketball is a whole lot more exciting when teams like Duncanville, the Lincolns, the Sox, and the North Crawleys are very, very good. And this year, Duncanville seems like they're back. They're led by Jemias Ramsey, who's going to Texas Tech. They also have Michael Peavy, as well as Derek Luna. They're 8-0 in district right now. They have a really tough game against Richardson Pierce on Friday, but Duncanville is really, really playing some good basketball right now.
You know, it is good to see those traditional powers, right, be in the mix. It does seem to make it a little bit more fun. Jesuit, though, a relative newcomer to UIL, making some noise as well.
Jesuit is making a lot of noise right now. You know, they've recently beaten the state championship Allen team twice this year. This recently at home on Friday, which is a really, really good game. Jesuit is someone that you really have to take serious this year. No doubt, no doubt. They're getting it done. Let's talk 5A. What teams are kind of sticking out there for you? Kimball is sticking out. South Oak Cliff is sticking out. Both those teams play for the district championship on Tuesday. Kimball comes in at 8-0. Sock is 7-1. Of course, you have the Timberviews, the Lancasters that are all playing really, really well. But one team that's really sticking out to me right now is Frisco Lone Star. They're 13-0 in district right now. They're really playing some good basketball, and I think they're someone that could potentially come out of that region outside of Little M as well. Yeah, look out for those Rangers. I am a little biased as I live across the street from the school, and my daughter's a freshman there, so good luck to all you Rangers out there. Let's talk 4A, and we want to talk about WILMER-HUTCHINS, right? Because at the Hutch, they're having a special season. Hutch is having a really, really special season, and they're led by probably one of the most slept-on backcourts in the country. In Jakevian Lethridge and Dario Impey. Those guys are really, really playing good basketball. They have really good chemistry. They went down to Houston and won a really good tournament down there. Their coach really has those guys playing some really good basketball. I would not want to see them in the playoffs. That's right. Look out for the Hutch getting things done in 4A. Lethridge just shows up on my highlights week after week after week because he has been a force to be reckoned with. That backcourt's incredible stuff. Hey, we appreciate all the insight. That's Glenn Smith. Thanks so much for being here. Hey, thank you guys for having me. All right, folks, stick and stay with us. The team of the week is coming your way next, so keep it right here on the Chevy High School Sports Special.
Now, here's your Chevy Team of the Week, sponsored by your North Texas Chevy dealers.
It's not easy being ranked #1 in the state, especially for WILMER-HUTCHINS in District 12 4A, where the other state-ranked teams, well, they're out to get you. Last week, WILMER-HUTCHINS able to hold off 10th-ranked Carter to win by 3. This week, the Eagles went up against 9th-ranked Lincoln. Hutch built a 14-point halftime lead, only to see Lincoln rally and take the lead by the end of the third quarter. But the Eagles respond with a 13-0 run in the fourth to retake the lead for good. Jakevian Lethridge leading the way with 23 points. And WILMER-HUTCHINS answers the challenge to stay unbeaten in district play, #1 in Class 4A, and they're our Chevy Team of the Week. That's our show for tonight. Thanks again to head coach Andy ZIHLMAN and his Bishop Lynch Lady Friars for being our guest here tonight. They did a fantastic job. And good luck, you guys, as they wrap up district play over the next 2 weeks. Then they embark on a run at state title number 26 for Coach Andy ZIHLMAN. Incredible stuff. Also, to all of you, thanks so much for spending some time, folks. I'm Joe Trahan. Good night and have a great week.
This has been the Chevy High School Sports Special, sponsored by your North Texas Chevy dealers. Chevy drives Texas.